So good morning all, and Sunday morning, the obligatory run out on the bike for my social exercise. Needed to get a run out. We had a run out last Sunday, but it's been a horrible, damp, wet, windy week. Bike riding, bike testing, and weather's good for today. Slightly cold, roads are a little bit damp, but I thought what better to have a run out and just see what's going on. I'm going to take in a couple of twisties this morning, get out on some country roads, have a little bit of fun, find the bike around, find a few tunnels, drop a few red bombs as we normally do, and just generally enjoy having a run out on the bike. So lots gone on at the garage this week. Shed load of bikes still going out, and a couple of bikes we've been working on. Now if you haven't seen the videos, obviously we've got the ZX7R up and running, the Movistar Telefonica, all cleaned, all prepped, all ready to go. That one is up for sale. The Triumph Daytona black and gold, we did a ride on that, loved that bike, absolutely loved it. And that one is all prepped, cleaned, ACF'd and ready to go as well. And then we have a Kawasaki VN800, good old-fashioned bike. That's on an R plate, really old classic, but it is in beautiful condition for the year. And we spent about 3 hours cleaning that yesterday, cleaning up all the fins on the engine, good old coat of ACF 50, shining the seats, bit of boot polish on the old saddlebags, clean all that up as well, and she looks beautiful. Due to do a ride test on that this coming week, and then obviously we're gearing up now. We've only got a couple of months to go to Euro 5. What are the Euro 5 regs going to do to new bike sales, especially 125s and 50s? Just means tighter emissions, a load of new rules, typical Eurocrats that don't know bugger all about motorcycles. That, oh, I'm going to bring in a load of new regulations, we're going to do this, this, this and this. And everybody's had to obviously redo all their bikes for Euro 5. And obviously Euro 5 may affect the 50cc market, but best bit about it being we are now doing the electric ones. Cypher, the Adia, the Impulse and the Elex, the G5s. All of those are about 50cc equivalent, 30 mile an hour bike, but they can be unrestricted. I was chatting to one of the guys at Lex Moto. I said, can all these bikes be restricted? Yes, of course you can. Just go in, bit of programming, job done. Obviously you're going to affect the range of the bike, but for a couple of grand for an electric bike you charge every day. If you're only doing 15 mile there, 15 mile home, plenty. Charge it up at night, job done. So I don't see an issue with electric bikes. Obviously petrol bikes are not going to be affected by this rule that 2030 they're not going to do any more petrol or diesel vehicles. It does not affect motorcycles, thank God. Oh, pop, pop, bang, bang, bang. So obviously with these electric bikes, there are a couple of models coming out for 2015. And I have ridden quite a few electric bikes. I've been on Energicas, I've tried the Super Soctos. There's one I've still got to do, and that is the one that Spikey has been riding from the electric motorcycle company. And very nice bikes they are. Now I did have a look at a couple of those, but for the money, is it really worth it? I'd rather spend a lot of money and get myself an Energica if I was going electric. And they've got the Ego and they've got the Eva. The Ego I absolutely love. Does look like a Ducati Panigale, and it really does look the business, and it goes like absolute stink, frightened the life out of me. Obviously one gear, one electric motor, and it pulls like an absolute workhorse. Shed load of newton meters on the torque on that, and really does go well. But obviously a lot of us do like the old carbed or the injected bikes. I've only got another 2 and a bit months to wait until the ZZR comes. I am so looking forward to that. Obviously it's in a friend's garage. I'm going to be purchasing it off of him. But he's just finished winterising it now. I did pop over and see him about 3 weeks ago, and he's got it under 4 duvets. He's cleaned it all, his ACF bit, he's cleaned and lubed everything, done the chain, and he's obviously got it sitting underneath 4 duvets, disconnected the battery. He's got that on charge, but he said to me, as soon as you're ready to buy it, let me know, pay the money, I'll get it all ready to go. Oh god, it's so cold this morning. Oh, that wind is so biting and cold. And don't worry, it's not a COVID cough. It's a cold winter cough. A smoker's cough. So obviously, with the lockdown that's going on, is it going to continue into Christmas? How is it going to affect everybody for obviously visiting their families at Christmas? Nobody knows. And obviously if you're out daily exercise on one of these, all good. We chat with other bikers, we normally tend to stay 2 metres from each other anyway, but all these people, we was watching it on the TV last night, everybody's still out in the street. There's like packs of 10 or 20 people all walking within sort of touching distance of each other. Oh, I'm a youngster, it's not going to affect me. You are an absolute muppet. And the quicker we get this sorted, lockdown, and just keep the bloody distance from people, the quicker we can get back to some sense of normality. And will it ever be the same? Nobody knows. Let's just see what's going on this morning. There are bikes here. Not many of us, but it's worth it just to see who is here this morning. And we've got a few here this morning. A few of the regulars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I make number 10 then. Oh, Ninja! Someone's got a Ninja here this morning. Right, so time for the obligatory bacon roll cup of tea, and we'll catch up with you guys in about another 30 minutes when we get back on the road, and we're going to take some choices in, so catch up with you in a while.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Three, two, one, and in. So a nice little morning down at the Super Sausage. The obligatory bacon and sausage roll, as always, tucked under the back seat for Mrs. Bomb. And there was only about 10-15 of us down there this morning, all at a distance, all keeping our social bubbles. And as always, I needed this for my little bit of recreational exercise. So it's nice to catch up with a load of new people there today, all chatting about bikes, all chatting about what's going on at the moment, having a little bit of fun. And I am going to head home and spend the day with the missus, have a nice chill out before we start another busy week down at the garage with the boys at Eclipse, and hopefully I'll get round to finishing off the video that I have been trying to do for the last 2 weeks. I've been grabbing logos from everybody's websites or everybody's YouTube channels to obviously advertise all the bike channels that I follow, so get round and do that, and then that'll be up on my feed as motovloggers that I recommend. And obviously give a quick shout out. If I miss you out this shout out, guys, I do apologise, but I have so many bike channels that I follow, that people that I chat to, But the main ones that I tend to follow, obviously Andy, the MissendenFlyer, very, very informative guy, very, very clever, knows his bike stuff. And he's got his little bit of a Christmas sale on, so if you want any TMF stuff, pop on and have a look at his channel. That's Andy, the MissendenFlyer. Obviously Bruce, Teapotone, once again, another very, very clever guy, knows his bike stuff, along with Lamb Chops, Chopsy, and Richy Vida. And then a couple of others that I do follow as well while I'm waiting for the lights to change. UncleRed, out on his Vulcan. Jellybean, New Biker, Therhythmicbiker, Premises 187, Deaf Bunny, Missfit, RJ Royal Jordanian, Jim Diesel, Biker Steve, and obviously Gesto and Lane, who have now moved to Spain. So we're going to catch up with them. Reevy on his MT and his Spider collection. And then there's so many others that I do follow, so obviously have a look at the comments down the bottom of every YouTube video that I do, and there is a huge great list of bikers that I chat to, follow. There's got to be about 50-60 in there. Helmet Head, Dad and Mad, and it's good to see Mad out on her little electric motocross bike. She's having an absolute blast on that, so big shout to Dad and Mad, all the guys from the Motourev community, the bike tourers. I shall be hopefully trying to catch up with Craig and the boys and tour next year with some of those when I get the ZX7R. Sort of trying to rack my brains, remember how many of those guys that I know and follow. And a nice steady barrel home. Obviously it is a little bit more sunny now, roads are drying up. It's still a bit wet and greasy out there, so I ain't going to be taking it too hard. Taking my time. But Ninny is due to come in the next couple of weeks. Get ready to winterise her. I'm going to still try and ride over the year, as long as it's not snowing or incredibly icy out there. So have a little bit of fun doing that. And obviously riding all those Moto bikes still, get out on some of those electrics as well. And hopefully that ride test, that VN's coming up shortly. I've got such a busy diary at the moment. Currently doing 11-hour days, 6 days a week at the moment, with all these bikes and that coming through. And then obviously spending my evenings when I get home catching up on my bike videos, so my time is very, very limited at the moment. It's literally non-stop, and it has been for the last year. And we're almost at the 1k likes. If you haven't obviously subscribed or liked, please do so. It'd be much appreciated. Pop down the bottom, hit that like and subscribe button. I would like to try and hit 1k subscription before the end of the year. And obviously military biker, he's at 1400. Well done to you, my friend. He's doing very, very well on his subscriptions. So obviously I'd like to try and hit it, get a little bit of extra monetization in, obviously pay for this. And finally, just to remind you, coming up this Friday is Black Friday, which is the sales, and we're going to do 50% off all the RB merchandise. So if you fancy an RB t-shirt, I think we're down to about the last 15, so obviously new merch is going to come round beginning of the year, got a new t-shirt company that are going to be doing me new designs and a complete revamp of the channel, the logos, everything. So we shall see what happens on that one. Because obviously someone said to me, said your logo's great for your channel, but you need a badge, an RB badge, and that logo's just a bit too full on for a badge. You want to keep it simple, like Spicy's done on his, and TMF and Lamsey have done on theirs. Keep your badge simple. So I've got someone that is going to redesign all my badging. We're still going to keep the Red Bond logo with me on this as the main channel picture. But I have a new badge coming, which I can be using for all my stickers, all my badges and all the merch. So that'd be good to know on that. I'm being so good this morning. Nice 75, just under the limit. Take my time. Having a little bit of fun. And that sun is very, very low. Thank God for the sun shield inside my visor. Obviously I've got my iridium screen on the outside that's deflecting most of it. That sun is just so low, it's biting. I'm loving the burble of that can. And finally managed to get myself a couple of extra cameras as well, so we're going to get them mounted on the bike in the next week or so. I had a go at the Gear 360, didn't get on with it at all, not to my liking. But someone said, just get GoPros. Do you know what? I actually got myself a couple of really good cameras, and they were cheap as chips, and they do exactly the same job that a GoPro does. Obviously the battery on them only lasts about an hour. But I managed to go on eBay and find just a straight thing called an action cam, £12.90, literally £12.90, and that was the postage included as well, and they do a perfect job. So we shall be giving them a try. Our cheap action cams are really worth it for motovlogging. Obviously a lot of people go, oh, GoPro, GoPro. I've tried a couple of GoPros, yeah, they're great camera, but for what they are, they're very, very overpriced. This action cam does exactly the same job, and for £12.90, if it breaks, am I bothered? No, I'll go and buy another one at £12.90. So keep it cheap, keep it simple, keep it basic. But obviously the one I've got on my helmet, and I absolutely love this, not a big lover of the new ones, is the drift. Not a big lover of the new drift that's come out. It needs a little bit of work on it. It's very, very buggy. Has been known to corrupt footage, and I've been told that from a lot of bikers. The new drift does tend to dump files and corrupt the footage. I run a Drift Ghost, the original version, Drift Ghost S, and I've had this on the helmet for about 2-3 years, and obviously the last time I had a crunch on a bike, I actually had my Drift Ghost on. This thing's been barreled down the road, it's got scratches all over it, and it still keeps going. So Drift Ghost every time, swear by them. Verbal, pop, pop, bang. I'm going to switch lanes, I think. Oops, was that a bit of clock blur that appeared on my screen? So heading to home, guys. As always, down the bottom, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Comments down the bottom, be much appreciated. If you enjoy what you see and you want more info, pop across to the website revbomb.co.uk. All the details are in there. If you want to follow the Lex Moto videos and all the ride test and blogging that I do, that's all on my YouTube channel. If you are into a little 125 or you want to look at some used bikes, Clips motorcycles, pop across to them. Websites down the bottom, along with the phone number 01908 643 603. Pop across and see what we've got on offer. We are still servicing and doing all your bike related stuff as well. And until the next time, guys, from RB out. Whatever you're doing, have a good weekend. Be well, ride safe. And until the next time, guys, it's a big goodbye from me. Roll the end credits.